Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Kimbo here, and it's time for a very epic video. So we have a Bakugan deck profile video here. So we have reached number 60, man. It's wild. Number 60. Now, this is going to be a really special one. So this is going to be one that actually got showed off recently. So, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know or have seen, I did an online battle against the one and only Jett. So, Jett, just such an awesome dude, man. I mean, if you haven't subbed to Jett already, what are you doing? If you're a Bakugan fan, like, go and show him some love, man. I mean, he's one of the Bakugan world champions. He won the Invitational this past November and such, and I had the honor of facing him, man. And even being at the Invitational and, like, meeting him and just seeing him last year was absolutely awesome, man. But yeah, definitely go and show him some love if you haven't subbed to him already. But I did an online brawl against him. He was actually the first online brawl that I've done. So, I had to figure out the system and everything. And, obviously, some things did happen with it. And I'll even explain that now. So, some of the files, I'm not sure what happened, like myself. I uploaded all the files and such, and they were all uploaded. And somehow, some way, some of them went missing. Like, they were seen, they were edited by, people behind the Bakugan channel, and the files were seen, but then they just vanished out of nowhere. And meanwhile, it's during the whole time period of moving and such. I even moved a neighbor's house like the day before. And, I made sure all the files got uploaded and such, but something happened to them. I don't know if they got corrupted or what, but only one clip, like one major clip that I made got through. And I got so bummed about that. Like, I was beating myself up so bad because obviously after moving, got a new phone, had to transfer all my files over, made sure they were uploading and such, but then found out they weren't. And it was after I got the new phone, which, I'm using now, my new phone that I've been using to record. And something just happened to the files. And like I said, I've been beating myself up for it big time. And it's just, it sucks, man, but I'm going to fill in the pieces as much as I can, even, with how things went with the brawl. I know you guys saw like the very end part of it. But yeah, I can explain how things went with the brawl too, and also show off my deck. So yeah, one of the files I actually gave them was a video explaining like how I wanted my deck to operate. But yeah, anyways, now that I've explained all of that, at least to the best of my ability, let's get on to deck profile number 60, dude. So this is the one that I faced Jett with. So I went full Armored Alliance Fusion Force feels with this because I really wanted to showcase like some of the new cards that are coming out. And that's another reason why I'm just like so bummed about it. At least you guys got to see like a good chunk of the battle and such. But, my main thing was wanting to make an obvious strong deck because I'm facing Jett, and Jett's just an absolute beast. But also showing off some of the new cards, so people can get hyped and pumped up for Fusion Force because there's some really awesome cards coming. Like a lot of them I don't even know about. I just managed to get my hands on one of the first sets, like the deck sets, and get some pretty good cards from it. But even people have seen it, there's some wild cards that are going to be coming with Fusion Force. It's going to be nuts. It's going to completely turn the game on its head. I mean, if you don't know already. But yeah. So the Bakugan that I used were actually these three. There were no Evos with them, so obviously going with the theme of using what you got, because the Evos for them haven't exactly come out yet, besides Dragos. But yeah, it's only got one right now. But I went with Pyrus Dragonoid Ultra. Obviously the Armored Alliance version, they're on Armored Alliance. But B-Power 900 damage with 2, strong right out of the gate. It's known. Plus the shield, it can get up to 1300. So, 1302 right away. A lot of power with it, big time. And then we got Centipod here, Aqua Centipod, B-Power 600, damage of 3, Magic Shield, as well as a regular shield. So with the Magic Shield, you can get up to 1250 and 3 right away. So a lot of power with it. And then Darkest Ramparian Ultra, B-Power of 800, damage of 2, having a Magic Shield and also a regular shield with it. So it can get up to 1450 right away, man. 1450 and 2. Like, big time powerful boy here. Darkest getting some big time boosts with Armored Alliance. But yeah, so then having the Bakugan with them. There we go. I just had to move the cards, but the Bakugan themselves, Darkest Ramparian Ultra there, Aqua Centipod there, and Pyrus Drago Ultra here. So yeah, man, the cores that I went with were these. Aquas and Darkest getting plus 400, so a big time boost for obviously Ramparian and Centipod. Then 250 and 3 for that Flame Fist. Got plus 550 for the magic shield. I couldn't find a 650, so I used a 550, but it still worked out really well. Plus 300 and 1 cost less for Baku gear. Plus 600 with this magic shield. And then Pyrus and Dark is getting plus 400. So these are all cores that I hadn't previously used. Like I said, I just go with, like, you know, what I got and sticking with that theme and such. Because, you know, you guys know how I do my decks. Like, no Bakugan left behind and using what you've got, you know. But, oh yeah, now it's time to show off the actual deck setup itself. So, I had Pyrus Vortex, 3 cost plus 5 rapid fire. Second rapid card you play this turn is free. Also, I'll say this right now before I get into it. The theme for it was Fusion Frenzy. That was kind of the name I gave the deck, Fusion Frenzy. It pays little homage to one of my favorite video games growing up. It was for the original Xbox. It's called Fusion Frenzy. There's a bunch of mini games and such, and there's a bunch of characters that fight, and then whoever comes in first place, you know, like there's a bunch of events that happen, and whoever wins the most at the end wins it all. But yeah, Fusion Frenzy. Some people might know the game, you know, but it was one of my favorite games from the original Xbox. I absolutely love it. But also because big time fusion theme with this. So fusion cards in it, and also 2 different main abilities going for with this deck. So yeah, one of them you can see is rapid fire. But Pyrus Vortex right there, plus 5 rapid fire. Howling Shell Bomb, which is an absolutely crazy card. You know, it's not a myth. Anybody who's wondering, like, this is a real card. 5 cost plus 100, not 100, jeepers, it's a little late, plus 1,000 bees. But if another card causes you to reveal this from your hand, you may play this for free. That is freaking huge because of the sync ability. Sync makes it where, like, you have a card that's 5 cost, you reveal it, and then it gets an additional effect. But literally, you show this off, you get 1,000 bees, you know? If it's triggered by sync, 1,000 bees. Even if you get, like, a card that starts at turn 1, it's wild, dude. But yeah, another Howling Shell Bomb right there. Chaotic Darkness, choose a player to discard a card. Another Chaotic Darkness, lowering the opponent's ammo before they can use it, being a big thing with it. Aqua Freeze Beam, plus 200 Sync. This is the ability I was talking about. Sync, reveal a card 5 or more, plus 500 instead. So Aqua Freeze Beam into Howling Shell Bomb. Literally, you're talking like turn 1. If you have both those cards, turn 1, that's like 1,500 bees that you're getting with that, which is so wild, man. Another Aqua Freeze Beam. I actually did, like, put these in order, because I was showing this deck profile actually to M Stubs, after I did it. But yeah, Pyrusana, reveal the top card of your deck. May play any non-flip cards revealed this way for free. So, kind of a mini Dan effect with it. And Empower. 3 energy to return it to your hand. But yeah, got that Dan effect with it. Pyrusana. Fade Ninja Baku Rider. Reveal a card in your hand. Bakugan gets plus 300, and it is a hero. So yeah, Dark Disaster, plus 303. Sync to draw a card. But still, Howling Shell Bomb in there. Even Dark Disaster can, like, trigger that. Got another Dark Disaster. Baku Spring, plus Shadow Strike and draw a card, 1 cost. Dark Wisp Energizer. Can be attached to a character as a second Baku gear. So, you could have one Baku gear card on it, but this can be attached as a second. So, plus 300, no additional damage, but still, it's pretty big. Dark Waters, plus 200 in reroll. Gotta have that reroll in there. Plus 200 Sync for reroll. Another Dark Waters. Obscuring Evade. Aquas or Darkest get stopped. Had 2 of those. Had to have the flips in there. Dragonoid Skater Supreme, Rapid Fire. Second card, you play this turn's free. Third, you play each turn is free with it. Which, big trigger for rapid fire and such. Had 2 Dragos, Shadow Flame, the Double Strike and the Shadow Strike, and then rapid fire with it. So you can see, like, the double attribute card there. Song of Fire. Of course, had to get that in there. Song of Fire, big time trigger for things. Darkest Ash, plus 3, and then rapid fire. Mecha Claws, have no other cards in your hand. You can play this for free, and it's 5 cost. 404. Another Song of Fire. Baku Nani, 3 cost plus 800, which that's really good. I mean, the 3 cost for plus 800. Yeah. Hot Potato, removing enemies Bakugan, negate its effect, return it to the field face down. So it's about taking like some of your ammo away and such, you know, your opponent's ammo. Another Bakunami, another Hot Potato, Diamond Drago Ultra. I had one of these and I'm like, I'm gonna put it in there because you never know. But 2010, and if you win, you get +5 energy, which that's pretty big. A built-in Song of Fire with it. Aqua Plate, +400, and 3 cost. Pact of Darkness. So, you know, it's always nice. Stops non-darkish, you sacrifice, and it's free. Darkest Bark, +500, 2 cost. Raging Darkness, +10, 3 cost. Big time damage with it. Another Raging Darkness. Counter Aggression, Chaos or Pyrus, stopped. Darkest Snare, Magic Shield, stopped. Pyro Portal, non-Pyrus, non-Darkest, stopped. And one more Deep Dive. So, yeah. So you can see the fusion with this. So it's about both Rapid Fire as well as Sync, because they're two abilities that a lot of cards can get triggered right away, especially cards like Howling Shell Bomb and such. But yeah, and also some cards that kind of take your opponent's power from underneath them, you know what I mean? Like Chaotic Darkness, take some of the cards away, some of that ammo away. Hot Potato taking away their core and such. You know, a lot of cards that just do those types of things. So yeah, that is the setup for my deck. And of course, I really like this deck a lot, and I'll be adjusting it over time. You know, I know there's a lot of cards that I could add with it, like probably put in like Air Zero and such, because that'll definitely help like trigger things that much more. And then also obviously the Evos, because don't really have Evos for them yet. I think like Fusion Force will be when they come out, but we just don't have them yet. You know, so like I said, just the main thing was working with what you got, and they're still really, really strong right out of the gate. All these Bakugan are, like, they all break 1,000 very easily. And then having cards in here that can just get big-time B power and such, and have big-time effects go right away, that's a big thing with it. So, yeah. Now, I guess I'll take opportunity to explain, like, some things that actually happened with the Brawl, you know, that you guys might not have seen. So, yeah, I'll do it to the best of my ability. But there were some crazy, crazy moments with the Brawl. So, Jett was using, let's see, he used, I think, Pyrus Drago. Like, core Pyrus Drago. He used Mega Pega, so Chaos Pegatrix Ultra for Armored Alliance. It's really, really good. And then also Darkest Enoch he was using as well. So he had some big-time hard-hitting cards. So, you know, he just went in with the Super Fuel and the Air Zero, and then had some big-time hard-hitting cards with it. And one of the turns was really wild. Like, with my roll, I had Drago was one of the first turns. I rolled Drago out, and he actually yeeted my core. But Jett, his Bakugan, I forgot which one it was that turn, but it kind of, like, flung a core over a little bit, and Drago landed upside down, and it took that core, like, on the other side. It was crazy, man. It makes me so sad that, like, the footage got corrupted or something. But it literally jumped over, it yeeted the first core, and then landed on another one on the other side of the field, on the other side of the matrix. It was just so, so cool, man. That was one of the really cool moments. He got a crazy turn in where he just, like, got Air Zero and also Super Fuel, and he got a Magnus out. So anybody who knows about Magnus, like, as soon as Magnus goes out, Bakugan gets plus 5,000, which was really wild. I was like, dang, dude, he managed to get a Magnus out because of just the Air Zero, the Super Fuel, and such. And then he, like, Air Zero'd out a Dan, and then he got another Magnus because of this effect. So he actually got 2 Magnuses out. At this point, he had already won, like, the round. But he got another Magnus out the same round, so he had plus 10,000 Bs. It was nuts, dude. I was like, how did that combo just happen, man? It shows, like, how Magnus can be really, really used. I think people definitely sleep on it. It's like, you Air Zero out Magnus, how are you going to beat plus 5,000 Bs? That's a really crazy card still, man. It might be high cost, but you get the right setup for it. Yikes. And his deck definitely had it where just big-time hard-hitting cards, you know, with having like Air Zero, Super Fuel, and also Dan, triggering all these really powerful cards. And it was just so, so crazy, man. But this deck put up a really, really good fight. My main issue was definitely missing some of the rolls and such. And, you know, it did cost me with a few of the rounds. I did get a few hits on him, but definitely I got to add in a few more cards that up the damage and such, because, you know, got a couple of good damage cards in here, but maybe putting in a couple more such and replacing some other cards, you know. It's obviously like can round out this deck and such over time. It's obviously just like the starting point with it, but I thought it was a really fun deck to use against him. And also Bakugan I really wanted to utilize, especially because they have some big time power with them and they're just so interesting. You know, I like Ramparian a lot, and also Centipede. I love the way that Centipede opens. It kind of like dolphin flips. But yeah, man, overall it was a really awesome brawl. As seen, I did, you know, come out on the shorter end and I did lose it, but did put up a really good fight. And I mean, even Jett saying the words like, you know, I'm just so sad that like even the footage of it, because I got like my reaction to what even Jett was saying. He said that I'm like really unpredictable with like just how I set up my decks and stuff, you know, because you never know what I'm coming with. I mean, it's probably just, I don't know, it's kind of my style. I'm just like, I just go in with whatever I see and I'm like, dude, let's do it. These cards would be really fun together, and getting this like build up and even like incorporating some different things. Obviously, it switches with just like the deck and the Bakugan that I use, but for this certain occasion, I'm like, I definitely want to go with some big time fusion and utilizing Rapid Fire and also Sync, because they're two really awesome abilities. And Sync, seeing the cards that were added just by that one, the one deck set that I got was nuts. I'm like, Sync is gonna be wild, and especially Howling Shell Bomb. As soon as I showed that off, everybody started flipping out. They're like, dude, this is going to be nuts. And it's a wild card. It's an absolutely crazy card. I did get it off at the very end of the brawl. But, you know, it didn't take like that much damage at that point. And I think he still had like a higher amount of B power than I did. Because like a lot of my cards were gone at that point. But I did get it off, and it did help. But he had already had like a higher amount of B power. So, yeah, you know, just got to add some big time hard hitting cards with it. And it's the main thing, you know. You learn from doing brawls and such, and that's why I'm really excited to be doing like a lot of online brawls. They're going to be starting up soon, guys, and thanks so much for being like patient with me, because obviously moving homes and such with all this going on. But yeah, so hopefully I was able to piece together like a lot of the things you guys didn't even, like, you weren't able to see, obviously, with the battle. And like I said, my big time apologies for like something happened to the footage. I beat the crap out of myself, man. Like, I was messaging them and just so much even going on with not only moving and such, but then after like getting into the home and finding out that some of the footage got corrupted, I was bummed. Like, they had seen it, but then something happened with them. But that big time clip, at least they were able to get that, and I'm really glad about that. But yeah, and I'm just thankful, like, for, you know, for them even like filming it and just having me face off against Jett. He's so awesome, man. Like I said, if you haven't subbed to him, go and show him some love. He's an absolutely amazing brawler, and he puts out totally awesome content. I mean, everybody knows about Jett. So yeah, if you haven't gone and subbed to him, go do it. Go show him some love. And support BakuTubers and support Bakugan, you know? But yeah, man, hopefully I was able to like piece together as much as I could with it. And like I said, once again, I'm really freaking sorry, and I'm still beating the crap out of myself for it to this day. But I was able to explain it to the best of my ability. You know, it was a really epic battle, and gotta have some epic battles in the future. You know, I'll be getting on tap, or, you know, just doing online brawls and figuring out some way to film it and get the footage, you know. But yeah, I'm sure people will be willing to help me out with it. Anyways, guys, that is it for this epic Bakugan deck profile. Number 60, man, the Fusion Frenzy deck. So, you know, I'll make it stronger over time. Can't wait for these Evos to come out, and just getting some cards even since then, I can definitely adjust it and make it stronger. But yeah, I like this deck a lot. It's really fun, man. But yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, guys, until next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Until then, stay awesome, and Bakugan Brawl. I'm up out of here. I really freaking love this deck, man. I'm definitely gonna improve on it, and can't wait for the Evos to come out. And plus, even like making this deck, it was a crazy time period. I mean, I'll just talk about it a little bit as like bonus footage if you guys wanna, you know, stay and listen to the story. But obviously, just recently moving, this was in the time period when we were actually like just moving stuff into the home. So I was still filming videos and stuff, even as we're like moving stuff out of the old home. You can see it like even with like my Beyblade skits, or like some of the battles that I did, and also the unboxings that I did for Bakugan and such, and even some of the, well, not so much the deck profiles, because I held off on a few since we were moving. But this was one of the decks that I made like right during that transition period. So things were really, really hectic, and still able to like get these Bakugan and make this deck. Definitely proud about that. You know, and the video itself, you could tell even with the background for me, like it's when I lived in the woods, because like my signal in the woods wasn't the best, because obviously all the trees and such around it made it where like the signal was, yeah, not the best. And it took me honestly a minute, like a while, to upload videos and such, because didn't have the best signal out there. And even like the quality on my end was because, you know, being out there. But honestly, just moving, really, really glad, because like the signal's a lot better here. It's shown with the live streams and such. So even doing like battles in the future, I'm going to be really, really excited, because obviously the quality will be good on this end. And we'll definitely get some like good footage for it, whoever I face and such. And I know a lot of people are going to probably hit me up and be like, yo, all right, you got 60 deck profiles. It's time to face them. And I'll be like, yeah, man. I'll just, you know, just start brawling with all of them. I'm so excited, dude. But yeah, maybe I'll just do like some kind of tournament with all of my deck profiles and see which one's the best. But yeah, I mean, time will tell with things. But yeah. Anyways, you know, thanks for staying and listening to that story about like just, you know, even making the deck and such. You know, has a special place in my heart, because even with all that going on, managed to make this deck and even do the Brawl, and really, really glad about that. I did the Brawl, like we recorded it like the day after I had moved our family friends home, because they lived in the same complex that we did, and we moved them into their home. And then like the day after that, you know, it was time to do this Brawl. So I was definitely exhausted, but you know, just got it out there. I'm like, you guys got to see this. And that's why it hurts that much more that like some of the footage got corrupted. But at least you guys were able to see part of the Brawl, and hopefully, like I said, I was able to fill in some of the blanks with it. So yeah, man. Anyways, gonna end it off here, because obviously a 20-minute long video, but I wanted to tell you guys the entire story, like everything, you know, that I could with it. And yeah, like I said, go show love to your boy Jett if you haven't already, because he's the man. He's freaking awesome, and he likes trucks. And some people will get that reference, dude. But yeah, I had to Jett. I had to.